Final Fantasy. Pretty much the greatest series of games ever made by any company, on any system, in history. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not here to start a fight. As with anything that's super popular, Final Fantasy is heavily debated. That's where you get the old saying, there's two things that you should never talk about. Religion and politics. And Final Fantasy, I guess. Simply because there's no right answer. And I hate to break it to you, but it really doesn't matter what Final Fantasy you like best. Just play the ones you like the ones you like, and it's an easy equation, and everybody wins. But you may be asking, what's this video even about? Just to tell me not to get passionate about my favorite Final Fantasy game? Actually, yes, that is what it's about. Thanks a lot for joining us this week. Like and subscribe and check out my other stuff. Thank you very much. Good night. I'm out here. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm actually here to talk about a particular scene from a particular Final Fantasy game that people seem to really, really love or really, really hate. Final Fantasy X. And where am I on this scale? I admit, I loved it. I think the game's storyline triumphs in the sense that it's one of the most straightforward ones in the more recent Final Fantasy games, if you can even call it recent anymore, but it's also one of the most effective because of its focus on story development and character development. Funny enough, one scene that's famously panned is known as the laughing scene, and is used by many as a wild card to condemn this game as a complete mockery to Final Fantasy fans and even to voice acting in general. Somehow, incomprehensibly, unfathomably, even after all these years, it's still widely misunderstood. Now, I know that a lot of people hate it just for the sake of hating it, and for the sake of being a troll, and that's fine, if that's your thing. But even major websites have used this scene as an example of bad voice acting, which, to me personally, speaks volumes about the state of internet journalism. So today, you know what? We're going to talk about this scene, and we're going to get a good lesson in literary context along the way. Alright, so the scene itself is about 2 minutes long, and we're not just going to sit and watch it together, because, that'd be pretty boring. So let's just take a look at a couple snippets leading up to the actual laugh in question. And as a very, very short recap as to what's going on right now, just keep in mind that Titus, our hero, is depressed. We learn this from the following clip.
Hey, you got pretty good.
You sound sad.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, so are we all on the same page so far? Pretty simple stuff. He's bummed out about something. In an effort to cheer up our hero, who is a very sulky person, Yuna says,
Want to scream?
I really don't think that's gonna help this time.
Bam! She got shot down, poor thing. So when she sees that didn't work in cheering him up, she tells Titus something along the lines of, Hey, whiner, it's not easy to have the entire planet depend on you to save them, but the way I deal with this ridiculous amount of pressure that's been forced on me is by smiling when things get rough, as shown here.
I learned to practice smiling when I'm feeling sad,
Then she tells him to try to force a smile, and he does so. And it looks something like this.
This is weird.
The uncanny valley notwithstanding, it's a pretty good effort. So, everything leading up to this point has given us a very clear, actually it's a pretty undeniably clear context of what comes next.
Next, try laughing out loud.
What?
Come on, show me.
Oh my goodness. Did you catch that? Yuna just told Titus to try laughing out loud. That's right. She just told him to force a smile, and now she's telling him to try to force laughter. It's so self-explanatorily straightforward that it's almost impossible to comprehend how it's so misunderstood. Her request for the forced laugh, of course, leads us to the pièce de résistance. Now, what you just watched is the clip that everybody is so obsessed with. Now, what's even funnier is that even after this 15-second clip of this entire scene, Yuna says this, which of course nobody ever watches, and if they do, nobody seems to want to acknowledge it.
You probably shouldn't laugh anymore.
Yeah. Even the characters in the game itself think the laugh is psychotic. Probably because that's what it's supposed to sound like. And then the two of them start doing the crazy laugh together. Which in turn weirds out the rest of your party.
What are you looking at?
We were just worried you guys might have gone crazy.
And lastly, another tidbit people leave out is that Titus and Yuna both laugh genuinely during this scene as well, which doesn't sound anywhere near as weird because, unlike the other laugh, it's not supposed to. So let's recap. Titus is depressed. Yuna tells him that she practices smiling when things get tough. He tries and does somewhat okay, so she tells him to try laughing. And bam! Awkward, fake laughter, followed by the rest of the group making fun of them. So there you have it. The laughing scene has been deconstructed and explained. As I said before, I don't know how many people actually just don't understand this scene and how many are just giving it a hard time because this is the internet and people like attention. So this video is really for the people that have never actually watched the entire scene. So again, why did I make this video? Not because I like getting involved in pointless arguments, because there's no accounting for why people like one Final Fantasy over the other, and that's okay. It's mostly because I just think this game is a great example of what a good, story-driven game should be. It devotes such a good deal of time to establishing Titus's relationship with the rest of the group, but especially with Yuna. Now, in most games, especially newer ones, character interactions are usually overly dramatic and overly simplified, and that works well enough for moving stories along, but Final Fantasy X takes its time developing the character and the story by giving us scenes just like this, which are far less flashy, but serve to build the characters' relationships with each other, and in turn, draws us closer to the characters. It's an art that's getting less and less common, but Final Fantasy X got it right, and ironically, this scene is testament to that success. It is not a testament to bad voice acting, and that's why I made this video. And just FYI, I'm not totally biased. I'm perfectly willing to admit that this game has one of the worst major boss battle themes I've ever heard, and I really hate it. Which is also why I would like to address this other thing that... Holy crap! I'm not done talking! I'm not done yet! Can you not... Guys, don't play... Don't play yet! It's not frickin'... You guys are frickin' douchebags! This is... Screw you guys. Screw you guys. Screw you. You guys suck. You guys suck. I mean it. I mean it. I'm serious. You guys really suck. Now you guys over here, you freaking coke. Give me all the coke. Here's my coke. You're taking my coke. I'm freaking on it. You bust the head that feeds you. Dude. I want my coke back. Do that, I want my coke back.